All right, we are back. So we're gonna do some work today on the train lines here. I'm gonna basically we're gonna go ahead and make a full parallel run with that, and also up to our new silica stuff that we're gonna be building out. But what I'm gonna do first is we're gonna run over to the other side and gonna turn off our turbo motor processing. Just so we're not eating up the aluminum ingots, until I can get that train line sort of cleaned up. And then once we get the train line set up, then we will be doing going out and looking for the mythical quartz cave over by our other silica processing, so that we can get that partially set up. In preparation for expanding the aluminum ingot factory, or I guess redoing the aluminum ingot factory technically. We'll let the motor manufacturing continue on as normal, because that there doesn't require anything from the main base. But by turning off the turbo motors, basically all the aluminum casing stuff that we're sending over for both our aluminum casing and the fluid canisters will be will backlog. And then trying to decide how I want to do this setup. I'm thinking that for this new quartz mine, I'll probably just do the silica processing at that site and then have it trained over to the main silica refinery or assembly set. And that will go via a new train line to the refinery base. And the only reason why it's going to be set up near the refinery base is just for the access to water. And what I may also do is get a maybe look at getting a bauxite train run going as well, versus the conveyor belts. So we'll see on that. Yeah, we got a couple things in the works that we're gonna look at doing. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and bail out here, because all we're here to do is turn off the factory. So basically we're going to pull the plug on it, and then we're going to we'll grab whatever turbo motors have been made. All right, so this is the turbo motor stuff. So go ahead and pull this line here. And turn that say off. And, all right, so that kills the turbo motor production for now. We will turn it back on obviously later on, but for now it'll stay shut down. Just take a quick look here at some stuff. Just looking at with it turned off, it won't accept any more stuff, so just looking to see what its stockpile looks like. And how far down did we fill up? That's a pretty decent amount of turbo motors. We'll take what we can here. And I'm gonna go ahead back to the train and let I'm back. Cause I'll let the let's actually head over, take a look at the drones real quick. So that guy there's that's heat sinks. Just want to take a look here to see what the storage looks like back here. Alright, so use modular frames. That guy's not going anywhere anytime soon. He's full. This guy here, pretty much. Drone will do one more pickup and then he's done. Aluminum casings. Drone will be doing one more pickup, and that's probably where it is right now. And then he'll be not going anywhere for a while. Rubber's still being used, so this one here, that's fine. This quick wire here is turned off, but these are all local, and these are for the motor manufacturing and stuff like that, so those can continue. All right, let's go ahead and head on back. And then we'll turn off the fused modular frame generation as well. There's no reason for it to really be going off at the moment. Because this will then only have the, I believe it's, we already turned off the radio control units because those are just syncing themselves. So that'll leave just the battery manufacturer that's using the aluminum ingots. Primarily. I will let the casings and fuel canisters backlog the drone station and the storage units at the main base, but that shouldn't eat up that much, so. So what we'll do is when we get back to main base, we will drop everything off that we've got, grab some foundation material and some train material, Let me see. That's going to be potentially tricky. I'd like to try to do this while the trains are still active. However, I can park a couple trains because the cat ore we're really not using that much of. Plastic and rubber we're really not using that much of. So I can have a couple trains parked at the stations, and really the only station that problem is I got three of one type of train, so one of them would have to be just parked out on one of the slip tracks temporarily, but it's the water train. That's the one that kind of needs to keep going. Then again, I've got so many batteries that, cause I'm overproducing batteries, that I could turn it off for a little bit. And then park the water trains. What we'll do first, before we go do all that, we'll get the foundation laid out for the parallel train line. This way we have the least amount of interruption with it. Excuse me. All right. So first things first, let's go drop off some stuff in storage and then pick up some fresh stuff. And I said we'll let this go for a while. This here should back up. Should back up. I don't know how long it'll take to back up, but that one there's done. That one there's done, so that's good. And this one here, this is the one that'll take a little bit longer to back up, but I'm fine with that. We're gonna go ahead and turn off this here, since we're not really, we don't need this right now, so we'll go ahead and kill this for now. Change our sign, so alright, so he'll go and he should he'll fly over there and then he'll stop, because with this thing not being powered on, he's not going to do anything. Alright, so the aluminum casing should start to back up on this, which they are. They already are. So I'm going to let these guys just continue to build up, and then they'll turn off on their own. Now, what we should see is with the fuse modular frames off, we should hopefully start to see, that's actually unexpected, but we should see this start to fill up a little bit more, and eventually, I want these to get back to the point of saturation again. So, and once I get the new train line set up, I potentially can drop down to just 2 trains for the what do you call it? That line. All right, so we'll go ahead and drop off some stuff here. So go ahead and drop all those off. We'll do this the old-fashioned way, which is basically I'm not gonna float. I can drop off the crystals for now, but I don't need those. All right, so what we're gonna do first is I'll go get some more concrete and iron plates, and we're gonna, what do you call it? We'll get the initial foundation set first, then we'll come back with the, what do you call it? The stuff to make the train lines themselves. That should be more than enough. So he's just gonna sit there and hover because with that thing powered off, do you actually have anything on you? Yeah, you actually have, you have 123 canisters on you? Really? Oh well. You can hold on to those because it's not gonna hurt anything. Alright. Yeah, so I don't need power or floating because we're gonna be right next to the train line as it is. Alright, so we did all the slip tracks on the left hand side. So what we'll do then is the parallel run will be on the left hand side as well. Now how this is going to work is we will be doing the parallel runs. Parallel runs will be, you know, on this side here, and then here wherever the next break is, we'll actually have a closer break, probably right here. The parallel runs will merge before it goes into this, just because, you know, obviously I'm not going to run 6 train lines here. We'll go ahead and just build out our foundation. And go from there. Shouldn't be that difficult though for this. It's just the spacing is going to be, I want to keep the spacing the same if possible with respects to what do you call it, you know, on each of the lines. So, you know, whatever the spacing is at one slip track, you know, I want to keep it kind of the same all the way down. So that will be the somewhat tricky part. All right, so then do this. I'm just looking to see where it looks like it bends down at that point there. And actually those two tracks are off. That's interesting. That is interesting. Alright, well that's... in order for me to have this match up, I'm gonna go ahead and attach it to the proper, or to the existing foundation. So we get the same square placement, if you will. That's interesting. I'm kind of curious on how I don't, because I don't remember how I did this or what foundation I was using initially. Like I said, we want to match it turn for turn, angle for angle if possible. And theoretically, when it comes time to, fully get this, connected, it should be fairly easy, because it's just a matter of breaking the this connection here and having the other connection attached to it. So there won't be that much for this run. Like I said, other than the spacing between the tracks, which it looks like these might all be the same spacing. Now, one of the tricky connections, sort of tricky, will be this connection that goes down there. Because that one there will actually go, it's going to have to cross the track to get onto this. So it'll be interesting how this one here is going to work, but we'll get there when the time comes. And we only have one train running on that line anyhow. That's not, that one there's not that big of a deal. And then I gotta figure out where up here our parallel track ends. before going into the station house. Because the challenge with this one up here is the turn from the station house. So what we may actually do with this one is we may take this guy here, and he'll be that line. And then, so this guy here would come out, and then this guy here would start an early turn. I think that may be what we'll do. Because our breakpoint's going to be right there, probably. All right, so actually it'll come down this way here. It'll start its turn over here. So give it some extra foundation so it can make its turn in line with this turn here. All right, so now let's go back to some railroad making material and get us some straight segments. Any trains going back that I can hitch a ride on? Nope, doesn't look like it. Now we will still have a bottleneck here, potential bottleneck, and the 3 bottleneck areas will be at both station houses, and then right here when this one train's getting ready to go across. Bottlenecks at the station houses will really only happen if there is a train in the station and another train wants to go into that same station, which, if all goes well, we will have the trains on opposite side of the, opposite stations. So that should hopefully never happen. But what that also means is I really need to reduce. I can try to reduce one of the ingot trains. Maybe. Because even if I have 3 trains running, technically, if I time it right, you'll have one at each of the stations, and then one transitioning from station to station. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Big thing is we don't want to get the the ingot station or the ingot train back to back. Because that will cause a bottleneck. Hey, how's it going? Alright. I'll just go ahead and hop on this train here. Ride it the rest of the way in. Okay. All right. Oops. I have all the hub unlocked. Technically I'm on tier 4, the elevator, but I've stopped messing around with that. And I'm just cleaning up and redoing some stuff in the base. Because I've recently returned back to the game after a 2-year break. So I'm basically going over and, you know, doing some tweaking on some stuff, adding some stuff, expanding some stuff, and basically kind of getting ready for when I'm getting ready for the update 6, as far as you know, with what I saw in the preview and what I'm going to need and all that. So my main, so I've got a couple staggered bases. So I've got a base here in the forest area down here. I also got a massive train ore collection base up north, or in the northwest, in the desert, or northeast, excuse me. And then I got my nuclear nuclear plant over on the far west, and then I got a couple other minor satellite stuff going on in the northwest. So we got a couple central locations, and then a couple that are spread out. This here was the first base that when I started playing 2+ years ago. This was the first base I set up. So I guess I consider it home, if you will, to a certain extent. It's by far the uglier of the bases, because all my satellite bases and stuff are a little bit better. Well, so now here's the deal. So I went into the experimental with that, because I actually have an oil refinery up here, and I went into experimental just to, you know, see how it is. The oil refinery still works, even though technically none of the stuff is tapped into oil. So it's kind of interesting how that is. Now I know, obviously, if I, you know, take away my oil extractors, you know, I can't put them back down the same place. But right now, the oil extractors, they're technically not tapped into an oil resource. But when I was in experimental, just looking around, they were still pumping oil. Now, granted, my oil refinery looks like it's been, looks like something from, you know, a Wastelands type game. It's all overgrown. It's got spires popping through it and all that. But everything there was functional. It kind of, I was kind of shocked to be honest with you. Now, granted, once I actually do move up to update 6, either on the experimental side, or if I just wait for it to come to the main game, I will be getting rid of it up there in the north. Yeah, I mean that's a good way of looking at it. You know. Now, like I said, I will be getting rid of it once I actually you know, go to that update. And what I'll do is I'll use the save game editor and I'll just wipe it off the map. And I almost suspect that maybe the developers did that on purpose, because maybe there's players out there that probably don't really know how to perhaps use a save game editor, Satisfactory calculator to like move like factories and stuff like that, and so if a player was relying on that, let's say for power, maybe they're like, okay, well, we'll let it go, not actually stop it, but it's going to be a pain in the ass for them to do anything up there because it's all overgrown and stuff like that. I don't know, or maybe it was just something they overlooked. Not sure. I mean, I don't need it for power. That's so. Not anymore, because I've got my nuclear power plants online. I also have some turbo fuel generators that I set up just because. So power is not an issue with respects to. With respects to that. The Northern Spire stuff. So it will be getting cleaned up, and I will redo the base I have down there, so that it's more on the more for the plastic and rubber, and also for, I guess, the new ammunition types and stuff like that. But right now I'm trying to get my other stuff prepped for that. Let's see here. So right now I'm doing some cleanup, if you will. No, that's not what I want. I'm doing some cleanup, just trying to get a little bit more efficient train line thing going. Actually, that should do it. Okay. Yeah, because right now, I'm not getting the throughput on the trains that I was expecting. And originally, this little train line that I have set up, which has a number of slip tracks, works great. But it's now that I'm trying to, push more through it, it's becoming a little more inefficient. So as a result, I'm going to change it out to a parallel track run. And then after this, I have to expand my my quartz stuff and silica production so I can increase my aluminum ingot. But I didn't realize how many aluminum ingots were really going to be used in this as you expand your factories out for some of the later on stuff. So take it up to the edge. So right now I'm laying down the initial railroad or rail line stuff, so that I can I want to get this initially laid out before I do a full connection to the tracks. Let's see, we'll put you on 3 so that I can park the trains, connect the tracks, and everyone should be happy on that. So that's actually perfect. And that is going all the way up there. All right, so that's actually right there. It just fortunately a lot of going back and tweaking stuff. But that's the nature of the game to a certain extent. All right. Nice, that looks good. When I was, you know, when I last played, you know, or before my break, I should say, I had unlocked nuclear, and I was, you know, I was good to go. You know, it's like, okay, this is a good stopping point. You know, and because I had unlocked everything in the elevator and all that, and then they came back and added more, you know, a lot of changes. Because my last play 2 years ago was on update 3. So then they added update 6 or 5 or 4 and 5, I should say. And as a result, it's like a lot of stuff changed. I had to redo multiple factories because recipes got broken. My nuclear power died because they changed the recipe on some stuff for it. So it's like, but now we're at a relatively stable point in the game. Now that they've introduced the plutonium stuff, that's my somewhat long-term goal, is to get to plutonium, not to use it in the power plants, but so I can burn them and get rid of the uranium waste. Oops. So I'm glad they, you know, at least have that now. Have some means of getting rid of uranium waste. But I'm not planning on making anything with plutonium, or I'm not planning on powering any nuclear power plants with plutonium. It's don't need the waste buildup. I mean, I have a special waste storage facility up there, you know, so it saves me from getting irradiated most of the time. Except when the drones fly by and zap me with uranium. Alright, so now's the time when I need to park the trains. No, actually, yeah, so I gotta go to the train station and start parking these trains. Actually, I can, yeah, because this is where it's gonna get weird. There's a train coming this way, yeah. Alright guys, time for y'all to take 5 and go into your home. But that was weird on that one train. All right, go ahead and get the timetable set up here. Next station, water. All right, that's fine. And water 2. I only had one water. I only have. Oh, there's water train 2. You can turn around and go the other direction. One go to water, or water, and then the other one will go to main base water. This guy here, that's the one that I just rode. Okay, so then one. Actually, that guy there, I'm gonna have him just do that so he won't go anywhere. And then pipe rod, you can go back to, you're on your way there. Okay, so get rid of that one there. Alright, so that guy there, Oh, okay, so who's this? That's two. Two will stay on the tracks, but we'll turn self-drive off. All right. All right, so I'm gonna get water. I'm gonna get that water train backed up a little bit. And that guy there can stay where he is because that shouldn't affect the turn at all. But the water train, I'll basically the water train should be able to go to main base. Or wait, which water train's where? It's copper mover. So that's oh. No, so actually this guy here is gonna need to move. Alright. So let me go ahead and move you. So I'll move him up here so that water can get onto the water, or go park in his water station. Right. Let me turn him off. Let me get him back here. Oh, okay, good, you're turning. All right, so he'll go down to the water station, or he'll park himself in the train station. So that'll only leave that one train on the track, and so I don't need to worry about that. So now we'll go ahead and get some tracks connected here, or finish connecting some tracks. And then we'll break all the segments up after I go through and get the main parallel run completely ran. All right, so now this guy here, where are you making your turn at? All right, so you're making the turn right there. So if I bring you up to the same point, which is roughly right there, I think. Yeah, okay. And then we have you turn in like so. Now, if I go ahead and at this point here, go ahead, give me my, good, that's my 8 feet. And right on the grate. Perfect. Then bring you down to here. Now you should all right, cool, that'll do that. And then this guy here, actually I may need to back this one up. Yeah, I'm gonna need to back this track up a little bit. All right. And actually we can right there. So, and this guy there. If I do that, and then that should be able to connect, right? Yep. All right, now let's stand over on top of this thing here. Actually, let me get a foundation on this, because I want to break up this track a little bit. Alright, so we're going to break this segment up here. And we're going to have it go to about... You're running center line. Have it go to about there. Alright, do that. That'll be where our... actually, and because this is an exit... We're gonna have a block there, oops. And then 2 track segments. There's a path will be there, double block there, and then we're gonna need, I'm gonna have to work a double block. No, actually, you know what? No. We won't do a double block on the path. The reason being is if I do a double block on either one of these segments, then if the corresponding, you know, twin train comes in for that station, it'll block the path. So double block on the way out is fine, but going in it'll be single. All right, so actually I can go ahead and start removing some of these, and then we'll go get some material to basically, we're going to put chain blocks down the line, just like we did over in the desert. So actually, you know what, while we're at it, just go ahead and, let's just go ahead and remove all the signals while we're here. Because we're going to have to put these back down. Now the signals for let me see here. The signal for that train there, because we're only running one train, so the block there, okay, stays, okay. And because if I don't have, I need that block there. That block is tied to that path. I don't know if I can get rid of that. I'll have to take a look. That's something. Now this is, okay, so this is gonna be one of the interesting ones. So this guy here, that's gonna be too sharp. All right, so if we take this guy here and we send him out to, let's say, here. All right, so that works for that. All right, and then put the same brake here. And then, Jesus, there's like 16,000 tracks here. Get rid of that one there. Okay. This is going to be a interesting one. So this is the path coming in, or going to over there. I need to put a this little intersection by itself is gonna, because if this train is going down this way, I need to put a brake in this point here, and this is where it's going to kind of get odd. Let's see if we can do this though. All right, because this here needs to have a path signal going that way, and technically that's in the clear. And then the path signal here. Actually, let me see if I can push this back just a hair. I'm just want a little bit further back if I can. Oops. So how about there? All right. So those two paths, because they'll tie into a block here, and then let's see, you are on the line, so go ahead and put another, actually, here, do this. Thank you, 5. Second block signal there. Alright, so then, because if you're going that way, we're gonna need a path signal here. That path signal will tie to that, and then this guy here's got to move. So I think I can get rid of this, and then what we have is right here. We're going to change this because we've got our block signal there. Then I need a double segment, and then we crash to the earth because the game is dumb. At times. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna have to, I gotta go down to that station, look at something. All right, so let me see here. So and then I'm gonna break, okay, we already broke that up. Double block on this. Actually, so break that. Okay. No, autosave. So this is one of the more complicated, like I said, intersections, just because of how it is. Well, I mean, it's just like the coal intersection. It's just, this is more of a gradual turn versus like a clean 90-degree bend of a turn. And actually, that's exactly where I was, damn it. Autosave messed me up. Okay, so that there. Now we'll go ahead and put our second block signal there. Okay, well, we will eventually. We'll come back and finish this intersection area. Because like I said, I need to go buy a whole bunch of I need to get a whole bunch of material for the block and path signals to finish adjusting this. Alright, so the way it's going to be is we'll have the block signal going into the station itself, path signal coming out of the station itself. Then we'll have a double block after the as soon as it gets onto the parallel track. Path leaving the parallel track to right before it goes into the station house. And then, well, crap ton of block signals all the way down on both sides. Don't know if, I think I may have to take this one back some, I don't know, because yeah, I'm gonna need to get over here. Actually, here, do this for a minute. Okay, we won't do that. All right, because we're gonna crash on this. Yeah, like I said, I knew we were gonna crash on that. You're just at the halfway. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Mayday, mayday. Thank goodness the jetpack has a somewhat of a safe fall to it. There's no reason why that should have, the damn train station should have held its power. Unless I don't have the train station. My battery refinery went offline. Does this thing not have power at all? No, it doesn't. Well. Okay, let's try this again without falling off, preferably. So I want to put it right here. I think. That 2 trains? No, that's not 2 trains worth. Damn it. Hold on. This here has power. So stay next to that. Can you reach? Can you turn into that? Okay, you got. Okay. All right. So now. All right. So now the new parallel run is ran. Let's go get our, whatchamacallit. I'm surprised the entire, I'm actually shocked that this entire thing didn't die out, considering how the power is being ran. Ooh. Yeah. Let me see here. You see they're still moving, right? No collisions. Okay. Alright. So let me go ahead and clear my shopping list. And let me go ahead and get something like 300 block signals. And why the you changed here, I don't know. Oh, I know. Maybe. And get like, I don't know, 30 of these. No, I don't know why you changed actually. You were 2. What the hell is 3? I don't remember what 3 was. Copper sheets, circuit boards, and computers. Gonna need to resupply our circuit boards here. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'll grab some extra. Grab some extra of those too. Alright. I'm gonna take it. I need to grab me something to drink real quick, so I'll be back in just a moment. All right, let's head on. All right, so I'm gonna do the signals one direction, and then I'll come back and do signals in the other direction, and it'll be good. All right, so actually, as you go shorten this one up here. And then just go put down a whole bunch of block signals down the way. Yep, you're going the wrong way. So pretty much wherever there's a segment, I'm putting a block signal. We're gonna see how many colors we can have the train track on the left change to. Now we may take back some of these block signals, but you know, the ones that are super close to one another. Alright, so that's going to be the last block signal on this little section here, because I want to give it time to reserve. Alright, so okay. And I gotta go down and take a look at that. Alright, train, you gotta move now, buddy. So I can clearly see the track. And then this will be, where's this straightaway at? Just contemplating where I want the reservation to be at, because here will be the path signal for the reservation. So I want to give it I don't know if I wanted to reserve this far back or not. No, that's an awful. Okay, let's go ahead and break and see how okay, make sure we're. Okay, I'm gonna try. Actually, reconnect that a second. Let me see where. Okay, let me put a marker here. Oh, that's what I had there. Forgot what I had in number 3. Okay, so right here, let's put a mark. All right, and then I'm gonna try. See what this looks like. I mean, it's not. It doesn't necessarily match that turn, but it'll do for. Because I want the block. This will be the reservation block signal, and then you got paths over there, and then block there coming out. We gotta take a look at something here. We don't need a path signal here, technically. And technically we don't need a block signal here either, because we only have one train running that. Alright, so then over here, pretty much this entire area is one block all the way into the train stations, just because I don't want to have block signals here. Because again, if there's a matching train, if somehow they get off schedule, and I got 2 water trains following each other back to back, I don't want to put a block signal here where the water train will come in and sit here and block this traffic. So, all right, so then we got our double blocks leaving, so that'll let the next train who's got a reservation go. Go ahead and get rid of. No, yeah, go ahead and get rid of that one. We don't need them super duper close together. Whoops. Yeah. Like that one there, we can get rid of. We'll skip that one. Get rid of that one there. Ah, damn you. We'll get rid of that one. Go ahead and get rid of that one. And go ahead and get rid of that one. So, why are you getting an error? No exit signal. Well, that's what the path is for. This one here technically should be okay. I mean, I should not need a path signal here. Really? Okay. I guess it just needed to have one side beside it. I don't know. All right. Well, it's registering is good. This guy here is flashing because I just got to continue my blocks now. But so we have train coming out here. When it's going to the other station, it's going to go on this side here. So that path will reserve this. It will reserve the red and will reserve the yellow. Provided that signal there is green. So it can cross over without getting hit. And then when the trains are coming parallel to one another, this block here will allow them to go through this intersection at the same time without having to worry about, you know, for easy, path reservation will be fine. All right, so now go ahead and continue putting up our blocks. That's, now how far down is the next segment break? Yeah, go ahead, put one there, that's fine. But we got a lot of close blocks here that we'll pull some apart. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that guy there. And we'll get rid of that guy there. Not putting one there, but we'll put one there. We'll get rid of that one there. Go ahead and get rid of that guy there. Kill that guy. And then next one will be, no, not there. Yeah, so this one here will be path reservation. And there we go. All right, so all right, so this is gonna be the fun part. Actually, this won't be that difficult. I'm gonna kill this train that's on the line. That could be okay. So we'll do this. I'm gonna have to empty out some inventory space to kill that, unless it's empty, which I don't think it is. So the one with the train doing control rods, I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna let it just stay in its house for a while, because we've got plenty of control rods, so being delayed for a little bit of time is not gonna hurt nothing. So we're gonna take this train up that's on the track, and we're gonna move it down over to the right, down that alternate track. Then we'll turn off make sure self-drive is turned off on all of them. Redo all the timetables to get them moving again. And see what happens. And then, like I said, I'll go empty my inventory out so I can take the materials off this train, as I don't need phantom what do you call it, crates just lying around. We're going to drive it from this side just so I don't have to manually flip the switch track. Alright, now I'll make sure the rear engine gets past that second signal. Alright. Alright, so that there. Alright, so now we're pretty much in between, so it doesn't really matter which way we go, so we'll go this way. And we'll go ahead and, like I said, we'll go into the timetable, turn off all the self-driving. This way I can set up or go into the timetable, edit the trains, and turn off self-driving, and then we'll excuse me, after the self-driving is turned off, edit the timetable so the trains will do what they need to do, and then we'll turn them on. And actually, you know what I should probably do after the autosave is should probably look to see what train this is. I just parked on the side so I don't well, I can look at the map, make sure that one stays turned off for the moment. Now, because what I can do is you know, I can have it, I can still potentially use it, but I'd like to see what happens without it for a while. All the trains are honking the horns like, hey, we're ready to go. All right, so I'm going to the timetables and turn off. Oops. Turn off. Turn off. Turn off. Okay, so 2 is the one that's on the side. So actually, let me mark this. Do not start. Okay, so, and, okay, so he's already off. Okay, so now, go ahead and add, so he's there, he's gonna go there, save changes. Add a timetable. He's gonna go there. He's gonna come here. And then E. All right. So he's staying off. Let me just double check. All right. All right, so now these guys here will do their thing. So we'll go for a train ride, see how this works out. So water got the jump on us. So we'll be red until water clears, is on the parallel track. And that's just, you know, unfortunately that's the way it's going to be. So now, what should happen, hopefully, is we will pass both the water train and the silica train on the way to the station there, or on the way to the other side. We won't have to stop for it. So this is the only place that they'd have to do any sort of potential braking. That's, you know, well, one of two places. So they'll do a brake check there, and then they'll do an initial brake check before going into their respective station. But it's a lot less braking than having the multiple slip tracks that we did have. Now he will come to a stop. Potentially, it all depends on how quickly the water train gets in his behind his final door. So we should get the green light now. Because if the trains go in the same direction are spaced out enough, there won't be any sort of real delay. I mean, there will be a minor delay. I mean, this thing here is bone dry. I know that. How much did that delay eat up with respect to this? Actually, not as much as I thought. All right, so you're fully backed up, so that's good. So that's reduced the amount of stuff that we're eating up over here. So I'm happy with that. All right, so we'll go for another. No, we're not going to go for a train ride. We're going to just sit here and chill and watch the show. The water's on its way out. He's cleared his double block. So the other train can go out. So the trains, you know, are spaced out, so there should be little. I mean, there's going to be one delay right here, and that just a minor delay, really. Hopefully this didn't affect the, it probably did. I don't know how much it affected the battery stuff. But we're gonna run 2 trains for a while on this line here, just because I want to see how much 2 trains with very little delay have with respect to the deliveries. Let me go take a look at the sulfur real quick, or the battery maker, because I know it had a because of the water trains weren't moving. I want to make sure everything is still working as intended. It actually looks good. Doesn't look like it had that big of an impact. That's always good. So yeah, let me see how much water's in the tanks upstairs. Well, the water in the tanks upstairs should be 100% full actually by now, because the second water train just dropped off. So yeah. All right, 781. It looks. Now this is where it's going to get a little, you know. So it'll be interesting to see how it turns out now. Now on the bright side, we've got a lot of our processing that we're using ingots. It's the main the desert factory is offline right now. This guy here, you're still filling up canisters, but the drone is not taking them. So let's see, where are you at on your fill? Actually quite slow. I would have expected this to be, the drone should not be taking these anymore. I don't know when the last time a drone picked up from here, but it shouldn't be picking up anymore. Oh, wait. This is going, oh, no. This is not going to main base. This is going over to, I forgot about that. This guy here is not going directly to the other side. This is actually going over here. It's dropping off on this guy here. All right, so he's full over there, so that's good. All right, so now that he's full, because that means these 3 should be full. Okay, because 3's not 3 is going over to the desert base. He's full, so that's good. All right, so so the empty canisters are actually going over here. He's full right now, so that means this now will actually truly back up. Okay. Because the end goal on this is to get these guys up to 720 items per minute ish. I think that's doable with this, because he's not doing a full offload. So at this point neither train is doing a full offload. And our restock is going well. Let me just... This guy here was feeding the radio control units and the nitrogen fuse modular frame, so that's why that's not moving anymore. This guy here is just partially moving for that. There's no other the battery manufacturer is being pulled from battery manufacturing is being pulled from this set here. But the entire the whole top side should be good. So it's just, we're now backfilling. Basically, we're in a backfill mode right now. So everything to the right of this should be 100% full. We're basically just restocking those. $650, $646. So I mean, we'll try it with 2 trains. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and empty my inventory out so I can demolish or disassemble that other train. Then we're gonna go get our Explorer and figure out where the hell, well, we're gonna do this, then empty the train out. So empty our inventory out first, then we'll come back and grab more material. All right. You know what I should do is, see, the disadvantage of this little thing here where I'm doing a little separator is if I want to turn something on, I got to make sure I have wire on me. What I should do is, I don't know, drop the wire to the ground. Alright, so I'll catch the next train that leaves. Because this thing here, it's full. And I know that the, whatchamacallit is not emptying out that, I mean, it's emptying out as fast as I can empty it, technically. I mean, theoretically, I mean, what it should get, as far as the transfer rates, I don't know. Now here's the thing, I want to time this lower train, its activation at a certain point. All right, we're gonna go ahead and bail out here. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this locomotive, kill this guy here, kill this guy here. Get rid of that guy there. And I hope I got enough. Yeah, I got enough room for this. All right. Then what we'll do is before we dismantle this train, I'll just use this train. Because there's no point in dismantling it, right? When I can, or I mean, I will dismantle it, but no point in dismantling it and then walking. I can drive. All right. So now this guy here, I'm gonna edit his timetable and add this. No, that's where we're at. Add this onto the timetable. But I want to time this so these two trains. So basically, there's like the point where they, because unfortunately I can't, I technically could have put a beacon out there. And once we get to update 6, I could put a marker. But, okay, let me do this. Let me turn my head down a little bit so I can perhaps see the top of the screen. I can kind of watch where they're at. Because the key is this guy here. Because so we got our first train coming here. I need the second train to be right in that same area. Okay, here comes the second train. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start this up. Because this way there's no delays, no significant delays, and hopefully this will work. This is actually, well, no, this will still be okay. What do you mean? God bless it. No, they are not. I'll drive, damn it. How are the signals? The signals are not causing any problems. You got the green light. No, I know what the problem is. I think. Back up. Let me see this. If I get rid of this guy here. See? This... It's gonna force me to put... Alright, that's fine. So we'll get it on the next cycle then. Of course, I don't have the whatchamacallit on me. Actually, I don't have the. Yeah, I do have the material to make it. So, all right. So, what if I put a block here? All right, we'll try this again. But I gotta wait for these trains to do their path again. Oh, wait. Let's do this. Let's turn around and look that way. And so actually, what would happen is the train would come up to this point here. Now, here's the problem. And that is, if I have this block signal right here, see, I need another block in line because I need a block signal up here. And the reason being is if I don't, then he's going to reserve the track way back there, and I don't want that. So damn it. Can I steal a block signal from? Yeah, let me steal this block signal. But see, then that gives you an issue with that one. And I need a path signal here, technically. I need a copper sheet. Oh, brother. We'll leave him there for a moment. That shouldn't affect any of the other trains, so. Actually, do I? Wait, you know what? I may have copper sheets over here. Yeah, because I got a little stockpile set up over at the refinery, so I'm gonna see if there's any copper sheets over there. I mean, you know. And actually, what the real problem is because I did a double block. But the whole purpose of the double block is just so that a train going through that intersection doesn't have to wait for that train to hit the station. Even though technically, I don't know if it would or not because of how the path reservation is, but still, I do double blocks on all that. I mean, we can try without the double block, I suppose, if we wanted to. All right, so we got some copper sheets here. That's all I should really need. I got, those are high-speed connectors. Do I have any circuit boards here? Those are AI limiters. I don't think I got circuit cards. What is, what uses what? I need, well, actually, all I should need is a path, I think. If I put a path up right where, right next to that, across from that. Actually, I got enough material for multiple paths. So what we'll do is, I'll take the block signal away from the front of this train, and I'll put a path in its place. Because we got a block up top. So that guy there, I'll turn back into a path. All right. Then up top, right next to that block signal there, we'll put a path signal. That should, because the key here is I don't want the train reserving this intersection from the train station, because he's got too much of a run up. He can reserve it right here. All right. So that should work now. After the autosave, we'll find out. Alright, so we're going to back him all the way back up to his starting position again. And time this again for when the trains are hitting their point. Excuse me. Alright, so... Oops, no, not this. I want to look at the timetable. That's more a cleaner view. Alright, so... the key is going to be this train here. So basically when we see the second, so there's the first train there, I think. And he's going past the junction area right now. Here comes the second train. All right, we can go ahead and turn him on. No, they are not. Oh my goodness. The damn signals are not... Um. Oh, you're killing me here, train. You know, go to the damn main base. How are the signals making it unreachable? It's got to be that one intersection. Has got to be it. I mean, physically, it's doable. All right, let me look at this intersection here. It's got to be this intersection. And sometimes it has issues if path signals are too close to one another, or if signals are too close to. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Let me get rid of this here. And I'll let this train go by real quick. Yeah, you clear? Okay. Okay. Let me see if this... Because it could have been that. Maybe. Maybe it was too close to the switch track. Let me see. But, well, here's the easy way to find out. If this guy starts to, if I activate him and he starts moving, then I know we're good. No? We got our block there. Comes up to our path. Just for curiosity's sake, let me do something here. Let me just move that back a little bit. And you know what? Let's move you back as well. Just to have it off the switch track. I mean, and how about you? I'm gonna move you back as well. I'll wait for these trains to go by before I break the track. This one here is fine. I'm gonna keep it off the switch track. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and break this guy here. All right. So let me see how that, if that does anything. Is it maybe having the thing, some of the signals too close to the switch track? I don't. This here is, oops. Ah, damn it. It's got to be this track here, I think. Maybe. So let me do this. Let's let me get rid of this track here for a moment. What happens if I bring it? Oh, I can't afford that. I guarantee you that train should be able to go out now. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this block here. And I'm gonna catch a ride on this guy here. We'll get some more train making material and some more stuff for what do you call it? More signals. Just gotta figure out or find the magic spot for that. So maybe, like I said, maybe it's just too close for that. So I'll try to spread it out a little bit more for the for that junction. All right, so let's go get some more steel pipes and beams. All right, so it looks like we're almost, we might be at saturation point, which is good. It's like, just when you thought you had it good to go. Oh, I got all that too, damn it. All right. That should be enough for us to tweak the lines a little bit. Because we're close to this. If I can just get this last little issue with this solved, then I can at least get. I mean, it's not like we're hard up on the fuel rods being sent over, so that's not an issue because We've got a ton of fuel rods, and it'll get massively backfilled here shortly. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to time what I'm doing with the train, so I don't, because if I have to break a train track, I don't want to break it, you know, I don't want to break it as it's moving. So I want to let the trains go by. I think that's where, let's see, that's where it was. No, that's where it was there. So we're gonna put it right here. Let's see. That path signal looks weird. I mean, let's see what happens here. He's got the green light, so that's good. We're gonna move it back one segment though. All right. Come on. There's no... How is this... Do I need to put a block on this? So if I put a block here... But no, because the block would have to go on... Or is it these blocks that are causing an issue? It's probably that right there that's causing the issue. Now that I think about it. Oh, this worked fine before. What if I moved this? Then what if I did a path signal here? And then what if I then did a block signal here? No, so that doesn't... Right, what if I do a block signal, not path, go back to a block. See, that works, however... Hold on a second. Oh, you know why? Because this is considered one block. That's why. So then technically, because of that, once here's the thing is, once the train clears this block signal here, let me just see something here. Because what that does, well, you know what? Here's the deal. Let's move. Okay, let's change this guy here. Because he's not a priority train. So and for no reason, there's no reason for that. God, this stupid hover, you know, that no reason for that. That had just that bugs the shit out of me. If I put our block signal there, let me just see here. Hold on, that works. No, technically it doesn't, because that's giving me a red light. But if I get rid of this one, if I get rid of this one, and if we get rid of this one, all right. All right. Yeah, block and path signals on the same line are a little bit challenging. All right, so we're gonna take him back and now we're gonna turn them on. So he's gonna break way up here, and the reason, I mean, that's the way it's gonna be. He'll get his reservation. None of the trains are coming out yet, so water should be leaving. Hopefully water, come on water, leave, dude. Okay, good, water's leaving. He'll stop here, and that's fine. Yeah, because again, this guy here is not a priority train, so. Okay. Now, how is this going to affect the other trains when he gets ready to leave? So let's sit here and watch. So, well, now here's the thing. They may initially stop one of the trains. Yeah. No. He's gonna... The hell? Okay. That was just goofy looking. Don't tell me signal issues going back. God damn it, come on. Oh, signaling for this one train line is just ridiculous. So the question is, which signal is causing the issue now? Because it would go down this line here just like this one is. And it'll get its path reservation here. I see the problem right there. That guy right there. That's the problem. So I got to... Oh, we gotta try something here. I don't know if it'll work or not. Find out in a moment. We're getting rid of these. Because these aren't really needed. Don't know if that's gonna do anything up here, error-wise. think that did it. Maybe, I don't know. I see a train coming down the line. Nope, that didn't do it. This guy right here is the issue. That should do it. So if I do this then and I get rid of this. Okay, so I still need one. All right, so let's do this. Block, block, pop, pop, fizz, fizz. Now the problem is the return path has that. So if I get rid of this guy here, both sides of him are green, or clear I should say, so he's clear on that way, and so that should do it. So he just turned red because he's got path reservation. Now the thing is, I don't know when path reservation frees up. I think it frees up once the train passes that line there, which I prefer to have it closer. That's why I do the double blocks like this, but double blocks on the straight line are one thing. Apparently this here on a bi-directional line caused an issue. What I might be able to do, we'll try this, is if I put a path signal here, that won't work. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens here, because here comes the train. He's got a reservation. He's got to stop. Because what I'm more curious on is when that train is going back. What if I have, okay, so if I do a block here, well, signals, they can be confusing at times depending on what you're trying to do. They're just, but they definitely, you know, it saves on running a whole bunch of tracks. That's for sure. It just, I'm trying something here that I haven't done before, and so I'm just having to tweak a few things to make sure I can get it. But it's a little bit tricky. You know, because right now on this line, I've got a total of 5 trains running. As far and basically four of the 5, you know, just keep on going down the parallel track here. But I've got one that branches off, and it's this one that branches off is the one I'm kind of trying to tweak to get, you know, somewhat efficient, if you will, with its signals. But once you learn about the, you know, once you get a gist on the signals, it's not that bad. It's just really understanding when to use what signal type and how far back to use what signal type, because they do, between the block signals and the path signals, you know, they obviously do different things. And so just knowing when and where and how far apart to spread them, you know, makes a big difference. Because the way, you know, so for path signals, what happens is as a train is approaching the path signal, so for example, this path signal here, there's a couple factors with the path signal. So path signals, for one, they reserve, you know, the blocks of track up until a block signal. So if I had multiple path signals here, it would actually reserve multiple segments of track. But generally speaking, a path signal reserves a segment of track up until it hits a block signal. And the track segments, you know, are divided, you know, either by block signals or path signals. So this guy here, as the train is coming down this track, you know, it reserves either that it's going to go straight, or it's going to reserve that it's going to go down this route here, and it will release its reservation technically once the first block signal here turns green. And so I do 2 block signals, just so that this can turn green more quickly. Because if I just went from this block signal here to the block signal there, there's a lot of, you know, it's a good amount of distance. So I generally do these double block signals here just to shorten that up. And for the most part, it works just fine. But what's happening on this is, because this is a unique situation, this train here wasn't wanting to operate properly, and the signals, the actual signals themselves, were erroring out. But this train here isn't a quote-unquote priority train, so I'm not too worried about his him coming to a complete stop. Because normally the way it works is a train will not reserve a path until it enters the segment prior to the path signal. So in order for a train to technically trigger a reservation beyond this, it has to enter in the segment. And so the further back a path or a block signal is from the path signal that follows it, the earlier it can reserve stuff. So here it's a very short segment to reserve the track. This is mild compared to what I have over my desert base area. There's I mean, you can see here on the map here. Oops, Trains are on, yeah. I've got a massive train system set up over here. I just got trains all over the place, going around the desert, collecting ore and stuff like that. So this is minor, you know, compared to this area out here, but it works. So the the train station in the desert, and I can show you that. It's a there's a total of 18 satellite stations, if you will, in the desert itself, where trains go by and pick up ore. And then I got a station of, you know, 18 repositories where they dump them off at, but each station supports 2 trains. And so basically, that's just basically to keep the inflow of ore coming in, even though I'm not really using any of it. I just built it because I could. I wanted to. I don't know why. I wanted to build a weird train station setup, and well, it definitely qualifies as weird. But what I did is I moved away from single line trains, or single line bidirectional trains for the most part, over in the desert. Here I still use them just because I don't really have a lot of room to turn around the trains. But over in the desert, with how I built the train station over there, it allows the trains to basically just have a single engine, you know, and just travel one direction. No, just I don't have any sort of background history of trains, but I messed around with trains a little bit in my previous playthrough, and then when I returned to the game, I decided to expand on it and mess around with it a little bit, because when I previously played, they didn't have path signals and all that. So I you know, had a lot of train rail, you know, I would have one rail line per train, and it was just real sloppy. And so what I did is I tried to see what I could do to get multiple trains running on the on a single line. I also have the drones going. I have the drones doing more remote deliveries, if you will, in many aspects, where it's a little, you know, where it would be a little bit more of a pain to have a train get to. And then I have some satellite drones in my little desert facility, just because, again, where the ore is, it would be a little bit of a pain to have a train get to it. I got a massive battery factory, well, semi-massive. I got a decent battery factory at my main base that's producing a lot of batteries a minute, so I can sustain quite a few drones. Most of it I'm using for nuclear. I have drones flying in my uranium from a couple uranium sites, and then I have drones just doing deliveries from my main base out to the desert for now, and I'll have them doing some other deliveries as well, but I don't have them for you call it the call-up deliveries or anything like that. I actually have them set up in a continuous production loop, so they're feeding a production cycle in some respects when they're going. Cause I haven't set it up for basically just like a standby deliveries if I need something somewhere. I've only created it, you know, for, you know, like I said, production stuff. But yeah, so I've got my desert factory over here, and like I said, I've got essentially all the copper and iron that I could collect, or that's in the general desert area. I've got trains going to. So they're picking up. You know, I got 2 trains assigned to each station, and when they're running properly, you know, they're spaced out far enough, so they're not going back to back into the train station. But I mean, that little train thing there for the ore collection, it's basically an amusement roller coaster ride through the desert. Yeah, well, this is the one area where as far as the train tracks are concerned, it's the one area where I really didn't care about, you know, having them run on a foundation and be level and stuff like that. I thought it was kind of cooler for them to go up and down and stuff like that. Yeah, but I got so I've got 2 train stations working here. I've got this train station that's working more on feeding more production stuff, and then I've got that ring, like I said. Actually, and here's my little drone setup I've got so far. Yeah, I got a conveyor belt to show you then. So here's my drone setup that basically will bring in material from either the main base for a couple items, or I got like that orange building over there. I've got a pair of drones that bring it over here, and then I think this is my battery drone. Yeah, this is my battery feed. So I've got my one drone that comes from the battery factory and feeds all the drones here with their batteries. But yeah, so I've got this this facility over here. This is the ore collection facility. Again, not using the ore for anything. I just wanted to set this up. But basically, I got 18 trains coming in, or 18 stations with 2 trains each, and they go drop off their respective ore, you know, and I've got them labeled just so I know what I'm collecting and what's overclocked and whatnot. And then all the ore goes upstairs to a collection facility. So I've got, like, this is my coal repository with a crazy storage setup. I've got copper on this level, and then I got iron ore on this level, and then all of you know, to ensure that they can continuously, you know, the trains can continuously gather ore and, you know, not get, you know, just held up on ore. I have a trash setup, or you know, a sink setup to basically take any overflow, and this was a fun one. Well, I generally, you know, as far as you know, where and how I do my my drones and all that, it all depends. I look at how difficult it would be to get a train there, and you know, stuff like that, along with you know, how much material I need and how quickly I need it. This is my overflow belt matrix. This is a 6x6 belt matrix that feeds into an awesome sink sink farm. Half of them aren't being used, but you know, I wanted to make sure that they were available to sink stuff if they needed to sink stuff. So I mean, ore doesn't give you much anyhow on sinking, so but this was a lot of a lot of fun to set this bad boy up. Believe it or not, they don't give you that many tickets, especially since. So I've already cashed in some tickets because on my previous playthrough two and a half years ago, I earned the tickets, but I never cashed a single one out. So when I came back to the game, I got some. I did cash them out so I could get like the conveyor holes and stuff like that. So now it's just earning tickets for, I guess, the statues. But because of the exponential amount needed to get to a coupon or ticket, it takes a while. I mean, let me see here. I'm doing $1 million a minute, $1.5 million a minute, and I need 10 million left on this coupon. I think I'm at the point where it's like 50 or 60 million a coupon right now at least. So it takes a while to get the coupons, but then again, I don't really need them anymore. So because there's only a couple things that I'd be interested in getting, and those are just the statues, unless they introduce something later on down the road. But I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything in update 6 with any new store updates or store purchases. So I mean, other than consumables, So I'm not really all that interested per se in buying ammo or buying whatever consumable there is. Just because I'll farm it the old-fashioned way. I'll put up a mine and do it that way. And then the other interesting train station I got set up, it's just a loop. But I got one that actually goes under the water. So you can see how that the underwater stuff looks like, which is actually kind of bland. They need to add like fish or something in the water to make it more interesting. Basically, yeah, it's my turbo fuel express train. So nothing like having your train full of gas go through the ocean water, to pour any residue fuel into the system. Yeah, so this is like my originally I started this. And I've actually got to the point now. I just haven't turned it back on yet. But I originally started building this desert factory so I could make turbo motors, and so I've gotten to the point where I actually was making some. I turned it off because I'm trying to work out some issues with my ingot production. But I mean, it's a multi-tiered factory, and what I did differently in this factory than my other factories, other than these little float poles that I have to get rid of, but I have an access space underneath the factory floor, so 90% of my belts and pipes are run underground, with a few exceptions, like for the storage here, because these are all going to storage, but for the most part all of my stuff is on the sub level, which gives it a little bit of a cleaner appearance. And then even though it shows the black smoke over here, I found out that if you put a roof or a foundation over a foundry or smelter, you significantly cut back on the smoke stuff. No, I'm yeah, I run my air conditioning at home between 78 and 80 degrees. And I got a lot of cooling fans in my computer as well, so why do you ask that? Let's see, where's my stairs to my train? Oh, I'm on the wrong floor, that's why. Are these still making stuff? Yeah, these are still making circuit cards. No, I mean, I haven't had any issues with my PC. I've got like I said, a lot of cooling fans on the PC itself, and a nice couple years ago, I purchased a what is that called? A much better cooling fan for my CPU, which definitely works out. Now I was looking at the mods. And I actually briefly yesterday I turned on a mod just because currently right now in the game your max belt speed with the Mark V is 780, and if you have any Mark III miners, especially pure Mark III miners, you can't fully take advantage of those because of the belt speed. Because a pure 3 miner fully overclocked, or a pure Mark III miner fully overclocked, will give you 1200 ore a minute, and your belt limits you to 780. So I was looking at a mod just for the belt speed, just so I could fully utilize that. But the mod actually had you go and quote unlock it. Okay, that's fine, but it required more ore, or a different type of ore and different type of stuff that the mod designer made, which I can respect it, but I didn't want to go that route. But I did read in one of the on the Satisfactory Q&A site that they're looking at doing a couple things with respect to the Mark III miner, either having it become a multi-output miner, or having something with the belt speed attached to it. So it may match the output up until like maybe a merger or something like that. Nice and sweet. Well, my end game right now is I want to get. Oh, I just killed a bird. I want to get the plutonium fuel rods. That's my end game, because then that not to use in the power plants, but to basically take my uranium waste, so I could quote unquote sink it, because that's technically the only authentic way to get rid of your uranium waste, is to turn it into plutonium fuel rods. So because those plutonium fuel rods you can sink. That's currently my end game. But I've got a lot of side projects that I'm trying to work on right now, to build up to that point. Because I'm trying to get some stuff prepared for update 6. Because I jumped into the experimental just to see how it was. And so I kind of got a preview of the recipe, the recipe, well, not changes, but the addition of the ammo and what's going to be required for that, along with the recipe change technically for ammo, for basic rifle ammo. That kind of sucks. Holy crap! That's a lot of screws a minute. I mean, I have an assembly section for my motors, where I'm generating a lot of screws. I mean, but nowhere near 20K. I think 3,000. I think I got set up. That's I can't look at my recipes while I'm in the train. Let me wait till the train stops here. I've got all the alternate recipes unlocked, and so what I did is I have what is it, you got steel ingots that are being made via this process here using the petrocoke. So I'm taking the steel ingots and I believe it's this. I've got the steel ingots, turning them into steel beams, and then I'm doing the steel beams into screws, and that's like, you know, and I think I've got, I'm trying to think if I'm either doing between I'm doing between 20 and 30 constructors, and so that's the most volume of a product currently that I have running on the belts. I'm about to, one of my projects that I'm kind of trying to work on right now one was the train line here, because I wanted to fix this. My next project that I'm going to be doing is I need to up my silica rate to roughly, and you know, it's not a super large number, but it's still pretty high, relatively speaking. But I need to get I need to mine over 2,000 raw quartz. Well, I've got 3 pure quartz sites that I can tap into, and I can put a Mark III miner on each of those and easily do that. And then because I need to do that in order to get my silica, which is about 3,500 silica, and that's no, three pure sites. So each pure site does a base of 240. So you know, all 3 of them together maxed out on a Mark III, well, maxed out the belt speed, you know, so 780 times 3 is 21 something. And so that will give me my raw quartz that I need. That will then turn into my silica. And the silica is actually going to be done via, I think, 102 or 104. I need to tweak what my recipe on it, but a lot of constructors, a lot. I mean, you know, I've done like 30 machines before, for a refinery or for a setup, at a couple places, but 100. Well, granted, that 104, that's divided between 3 different sites, or 3 mining nodes. So, but before I do that, I actually got to find this last phantom quartz site, because it's in a cave somewhere and I don't know where the cave entrance is. Well, so I need basically I'm going to be doing I'm redoing my aluminum ingots. So right now for my aluminum ingots, this alternate recipe is stupid, because it's it's a terrible recipe. But the only benefit of this is you don't need the silica. So I'm using this as my recipe for it, and in order to get my aluminum scrap, I'm going to be using this recipe here. And so this recipe here, because I've got a source of 2160 usable bauxite. So when it's broken down, I can get roughly, if I use 2100 bauxite, or 2100 bauxite, excuse me, I can, using this recipe here, I can get 4200 aluminum scrap. And so in order to get that converted over to ingots, I'm going to need the applicable silica, because right now, for what I have going on over the desert, excuse me. So with how I've got my turbo motors being made, I need aluminum casings, I need empty canisters for nitrogen, and the thing that sucks with this is these canisters actually go into the recipe versus going into a packager to be depackaged, if you will. So I can't recycle these canisters, which kind of suck. So I'm gonna have to constantly make canisters, because right now I have my operation turned off over there while I was working on these belts. So I got a lot of ingots being used here, plus I've got a good handful of ingots being used. I got a small handful being used on this little standalone operation, which I've turned off because I don't need. I've already maxed out my storage, so I've turned it off. But then this here is making my fused modular frames. This eats up 450 ingots for just these 4 blenders. So that's a big resource or ingot hog. And then my battery factory eats up 360 ingots, I believe, because this is my battery assembly over here, and I believe because I got 4 of these casings being 4 sets being made here, so 90, yeah. So this here eats up 360. So yeah, so the ingots, I didn't realize how important they would be, but these aluminum casings are used in quite a few things in a production standpoint. Now granted, I overdo. Well, I mean, the actual factory itself, this is a relatively small factory, if you will, and it's given me 240 batteries a minute from the blenders. I'm overstocked on batteries right now because I got a double stack storage here. I think that's just 1 deep. Yeah, it's just 1 deep. So right now I've got plenty of batteries to expand my drone capabilities. Right now I'm burning batteries to the sink. But I've got, let me see, 6 battery feeds to go to various remote sites so far. And I'll be doing a couple more battery feeds, because this site here, its only objective is to send batteries to a remote site that will then feed other drone ports And it actually it's not that bad. Because typically what I do is when I start up a factory, I generally try to get it to the point of saturation on all the belt feeds. But I generally try to get an assembly set to belt saturation before I start it up, just so that it kind of jumpstart the production versus just getting everything hooked up, then turning it on and let the stuff flow in. And I just I don't know, I just like it a little bit better that way, when I can. And so by doing that with the by saturating the drones that way, it seems to save on drone trips going back and forth. At least on the initial, the drones will go back and forth initially, until the storage and the remote bays are full, and then essentially you'll save on batteries. But it's definitely challenging in this game at times, though. Especially when it comes time to, trains are easy compared to, you were mentioning earlier, I believe, you were talking about the math involved. But I figured it out for the splits. Well, because it all comes down to factors, and a split being a factor of 3 or 4, or 2 or 3. So with respect to feeding machines, I stopped using belt manipulation as far as like belt speed manipulation a while back. When I first started the game, I did. So I would use, if I needed 60 resources, I would actually, after a split, I would use a 60 speed belt, just to, throttle the source. I typically don't do that anymore. These are ingots. I'm gonna go ahead. What is clogging my sink? What is clogging the sink? It would sinkable. Damn it. Oops, I just got rid of that. I don't know what was... I thought wood was sinkable. Oh, you're talking about from an ingot perspective? What am I looking for here? Oh wait, let's do this. Well, so the aluminum ingots, that's not really the whoops, that's not really the the factor on that. Damn it. The real slowdown on that is where's my exit? Yeah, oh, there it is. What was it? The reason I went with that was because of what reason? Because it wasn't anything with the aluminum stuff. There was another item in the production line that it's my fused modular frames. That's the this here is really the bottleneck. So right now I'm technically only producing 6 a minute when this is operational. So that's really the bottleneck in it. Now granted, I have storage bins full of it, so I could technically do more if I wanted to. But you know, I based it off of the actual production rate of this, so that's why it is. I'm only producing 3 machines worth at 7.5 per machine per minute. So that's a 22.5 a minute, I think. But yeah, so it's the fused modular frames. That's my the actual hold up, really. And also, what did I? Okay, so oh, the SAM ore. That's what it was. I thought that was a. Okay, I had the SAM ore is what clogs up the sink. It looks like a regular ore, and so I threw it in there because I thought it was a regular ore. All right, so that should empty. Oops, I can go put a foundation back down there. Oops. Now this was another little fun setup here. This the smart storage stuff. Definitely comes in handy at times for personal shopping. I don't have it being fed automatically or anything like that. All right, so we can go ahead and dump that in there. Yeah, so you will eat wood, and you'll eat that. Oh God. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be going that doing something like that. Be kind of cool though. All right. Gonna drop these off now. I can actually put the SAM ore away because that clogs up my damn sink there. Actually, SAM ore goes in this one. It'd be nice if they actually come up with something for that SAM ore. Oh, I saw somebody's. I don't know if it was an actual stream they were doing or if it was just a YouTube video they put together on their turbo motor factory. And I mean, holy crap, it was super large. I mean, the actual turbo motor itself, the final assembly portion of it, wasn't that bad. Granted, it was, you know, a lot smaller compared to the subcomponent stuff. But like the motor assembly portion, you know, the stator and rotor section, those were ridiculous. And then when you get to the motor section, it shrank. You talking about 10 turbo motors, or you're talking about the number required is either 10 or 100. Are you talking about 10K? Because if you're talking 10K, oh yeah, that's 10 turbo motors a minute? That's not that bad, actually. Or actually, 10 in 10 minutes? 10, one a minute's easy. Really? Because I mean, if you look at it, because so the turbo motor factory I'm running now, I'm running this recipe right here. Oh, I'm sorry. So it's not 7.5 a minute. I'm sorry. It's 3.75 a minute. And I don't have any. The only thing I have overclocked for this in this assembly line is the canister, or not the canister. I only have one thing overclocked in that, and that's the aluminum casings that are being made down here. That's the only thing I have overclocked for the turbo motor factory, to include the motors and stators and rotors, because I've these two overclocked at 135. But other than that, because so I got 3.75 a minute. Right? That's what the recipe I'm using is. Oh. Yeah. So I mean, technically, it's one 10 point. What was that? 3.75. I got 3 of those running. So I'm actually doing 11.25 a minute, if you will. So 10 and 10 minutes. I don't. That one there. Unless I'm missing something. Oh, you're using so yeah, I guess it well, even that well, so I guess, yeah, because going this route, I could see that being a little bit tricky, because this here is a slow manufacturing thing. The cooling system's not that bad. But then again, the cooling system requires the heat sinks, and but yeah, I could see using the standard recipe, where it could be a little bit more challenging to make sure you get these. Well, then again, the radio control units, you need that for this here. So if you go that route, and I don't think the heat sinks. The heat sinks. Because I'm using because which route am I going? I think I'm going. I went this route for my my heat sinks. Even though this is faster, but if I went that route, that would been more ingots. But I mean, still, based on what you're saying about how much material and how quickly you need the material for the Dyson stuff, yeah, there's got to be ridiculous. I may have to Google that just to see see if anyone's see what they've done with that. Oh yeah, I'm just going to throw away that ore that was up here in my overflow. I don't need that ore. This is normal ore and normal ore, okay. See, no overflow there. Okay. Actually, I'm surprised. I thought I would have had more overflow. All right. I'll tell you one thing. I don't know if you mess around with the Satisfactory calculator website and the interactive map and all that, but I tried making a zoo here before, and so I'm not talking a doggo zoo. I actually had a separate building, and I had I created glass enclosures, and I had like a couple of each of the enemy animals in there, and it just, it didn't really turn out the way I wanted. So it's like, okay, I tried to delete them on the map, because I used the map to spawn them, and then I tried to delete them off the map, and it didn't turn out that good. So now, actually, what I'm gonna do real quick, I need to grab me something to drink, use the restroom real quick, so I'll be back in just a few minutes. Alright, it's time to go on an exploration mission. Get that. Give me some more power stuff. Some more of these. And a whole bunch of this. Because damn it, I'm gonna find this mysterious what do you call it? Mysterious quartz cave. What's that? Heavy mods, motors. What am I missing here? Crystal. Oh, there's crystal oscillators. I'll tell you the one thing I wish they would change. One of the couple things I wish they would change. I wish they would change the to-do list so it's alphabetical. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the geothermal energy? If that's what you're talking about, I've yet to ever use geothermal energy. Actually, I don't remember if they even had geothermal energy when I was doing my first playthrough back in update 3. I honestly don't recall if they did or not. I've relied typically on coal, nuclear, and oil for my my energy. M for motors. Okay, so iron plates pull off the line, concrete. Huh. Well, that's that's a lot of energy. Uh-oh. Excuse me a second. I gotta love when you get random breaker trips. Or let me see here. What was on my? Yeah, but yeah, that's an extreme amount of power there. I mean, I'm just under 100K on power. The concrete, iron plates, what else? Concrete, iron plates, okay, I'll pull those off the line. Because right now I've got, let me see how much power I'm generating. So base power, 97,650. And then the minor spikes there are when the trains are doing their braking. They're doing that, you get that minor spike when they brake from time to time. But so that there is being produced via 30 nuclear power plants, 80 turbo fuel generators, and let me see what else. 42 regular fuel generators, and then 48 coal generators. Yep. And so, I mean, I'm at half. Wow, I didn't realize I'm at half capacity on that. Holy crap. Now I can expand my. I've actually got my turbo fuel generator farm set up, or I should say the turbo fuel. The turbo fuel refinement that makes the turbo fuel. It's set up where it can provide fuel to 200 generators, so I can expand that out and get up to 30k of power from that, and if I overclock my some of my uranium mines along with a couple of sulfur mines. Excuse me a second again. Sorry, I got called an electrician one day about this damn breaker. Just randomly pops, and it pops again. Excuse me a second. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to call the stream here for a little bit. Well, I got some sort of power issue I gotta take care of here because something's just acting up. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to call it here, and depending on how long it takes, I may resume shortly, but if not, then I'll pick up on my evening stream. So sorry for cutting it short, and thanks for stopping by and all that, but I will catch y'all later.